car racing. And note who is back in 6th spot. 6 wins this year, but Jeff Gordon is still in the second 5. That was his wish. The start these drivers is if there is a mistake, if there is a mistake. Jeff Gordon will take us for a ride. So much success at this racetrack, but not in this race. He starts 22nd on the field. He's got a little work to get up to the front.
Slip up the racetrack on the outside of the racetrack, coming off turn 4 right against the wall, and that gives you great drive down. Get the cars adjusted.
6 races to go in the season. The championship behind the wheel as well as in the garage. Looking back where Steve Park tries to gain a spot. He is in 15th position. Also Jeff Gordon in the middle of that group. Park running underneath of Terry Labonte. There's Kevin LePage in the 16 car. And then Gordon and Ted Musgrave off turn 4 side by side.
And Jeremy Mayfield just behind him. And the tied ride there, that's Ricky Rudd. All these guys are right now fighting it out for position, trying to get that great track position.
Musgrave in the 75 still doesn't have a ride for next year, so he is auditioning as well as looking for an additional spot. Kevin LePage, 3 wide into turn 3. Oh, boy. A little early, gang. If you're new to this stuff, going into turn 3, 3 wide will not work. There will be a crash.
I was looking just behind Jeff Gordon back there, and I noticed that there was another guy coming up pretty hard there. The 3 car of Dale Earnhardt made it 3 wide going in the corner just as we broke away.
Here's Gordon in the 24, the rainbow-colored car, center of the stream. Sitting right now in 17th position. He started in 22nd. Changes on Gordon's team. You all know about Ray Evernham leaving. Ed Guzzo, one of the mechanics who has been instrumental in that organization, also has left the team. One fabricator. Other than that, they are all together.
That happens sometimes when you have a crew chief change. The guy says, well, you know, I've been with this guy so long, I don't feel right staying with the team without him. But they're still very, very strong. You see Jeff Gordon working on the bottom with Kevin LePage down in the turn 3.
Very strong in this race last year, finished 6th, almost had his first career top 5. In October last year, it was his career best finish. Gordon gets that spot from Kevin LePage, as that now puts Gordon into 16th spot. Farther up front, Rusty Wallace still leading. Let's go back to Jeff Gordon, who continues trying to pick his way up through the field. He's gotten around Terry Labonte for the 14th spot. And he's trying to get 13th and 12th away from Kenny Wallace and Steve Park. There are some of the drivers who moved up well in the early going. You see Kenny Irwin picking up 10 spots.
Steve Park in the yellow car there on the outside of Jeff Gordon is a little bit, he can't keep the car down off the corner as Jeff Gordon just makes the pass, and now he's moving in on Jimmy Spencer just in front of him.
Marty Snyder has more on Jeff Gordon.
And he just passed Steve Park for 12th. He's really moving up. He started 22nd, so he's picked up 10 spots. 22nd was the worst he had qualified all season long. And Brian Weitzel breathed a big sigh of relief when this race started because he guessed for sunshine. Crew chiefs, some were guessing for clouds, some were guessing for sunshine. He guessed right. He set up the car for the sunshine, and that's one of the reasons Jeff Gordon tearing through the field.
Around Jimmy Spencer for the 11th spot is Jeff Gordon. There's Brian Weitzel, the crew chief, in the hat on the left of the 2 people you're looking at atop the pit box there. Took over the job 1 week ago, and in his very first race as crew chief went to victory lane with Gordon at Martinsville. Steve Park is having a good day at that yellow number 1.
And Budweiser, the official beer of NASCAR, presents the Bud Pole Award. Winning the Bud Pole Award is, in fact, in the Coca-Cola 600, Jeff Gordon has won 3 times this decade from the Bud Pole. But things are a little bit different in the fall at Charlotte. Bud Pole winners have had their...
At the moment, upstairs is not the place to be. On Saturday, however, they had a Busch Series race here, and Jeff Gordon ran upstairs much of that event. Made it work for 2nd place. Upstairs may come in today as well. The 8th, 9th, and 10th positions, as Steve Park and Jeff Gordon have just gotten around Tony Stewart. Here comes Jeff Burton around Stewart, so Tony's sliding back.
And we talked about Jeff Burton early in the show, starting in the rear, really coming from the back of the field and already up there with the lead cars. This guy's on a mission right now.
So Jeff Gordon up to the 9th spot after starting in 22nd. Marty Snyder has more.
Yeah, about 15 laps ago, Gordon was actually battling for 8th. He had fallen back. His car is extremely loose, but Brian Weitzel, his crew chief, cautioned him to be patient. He said, the car will come to you. We got tighter as the run went along last time. Why shouldn't we this time? And sure enough, the air pressures came up. Now Gordon is starting to take off through the field once again.
The air pressure is something that teams play with to try and affect the handling on their race cars, dropping it down at the start of Jeff Gordon is being caught by Jeff Burton. The both of them moving up nicely through the field. Gordon running in 8th, Burton running in 9th now. Watching them slice up through traffic. Remember that Burton started back in 37th spot. Burton in the 99 car, middle of the screen. And Gordon on the left of your screen. He started in 22nd.
Some of the cars right now are starting to make pit stops. I noticed Rick Mast is in the pits right now. I think he hung on to it long as he could stand it. Now he's going to do some changing. Look at Jeff Burton just turn right under Gordon, though. Oh, and got loose coming off turn 4.
Yes, Gordon went right out to the wall coming off turn 4 as well. You talk about that win that Gordon had last weekend at Martinsville, Virginia. How important that was. The crew says that win was more important to them than winning the Daytona 500 because it proved that they could do it. A lot of people were wondering if that crew could perform without Ray Evernham, and surely last week they proved they can. Rusty Wallace is 3rd, another 2nd back. 4th is Mark Martin, who's closing quickly. And now we look back to Jeff Gordon in 8th, who's trying to pick his way up through traffic. He's just gone around David Green, one of the lap cars. In fact, let's tell you that car Winston Cup Series championship. Now let's drop back to what is a terrific fight for 7th, 8th, and 9th positions. Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, and John Andretti have been going at it for quite some time. Back to that in a minute. Back at lap number 122. Here's Jeff Gordon on the move. He's trying to get 6th spot away from Mark Martin.
Mark Martin has virtually given up right now. The car is not his vocabulary. It has slumped quite a bit because all I ever heard him say was 4 tires, please.
Gordon is taking a really interesting line in that red and blue number 24 you see on the left side of your screen. When he runs through turns 1 and 2, he's right on the bottom, right on the white line. But when he gets to turns 3 and 4, he runs way upstairs, almost to the wall.
We talked about that with Rusty Wallace the other day, and I know it to be true also, but turns 1 and 2 are totally different than 3 and 4. The racetrack is wide as you head into turn 1, giving you a bigger radius to turn into the corner. Go into turn 3, totally different type of, you go flat in there with a straightaway instead of having the oval to work with.
I probably shouldn't have said that. That's the first lap at about 20 that Gordon has run on the bottom through 3 and 4. He has now just changed his line, or at least he did on that lap. That's 2 times today that that's happened to us. Trust us, we're not misleading you. We're seeing this stuff as we watch Jeff Gordon cruising around in his Chevrolet. Changed his line. He's on the bottom again. Hey, we're going to welcome his car to Rick Hendrick back to Winston Cup. He's going to be back here in just about a month. You see Gordon's line now. Hendrick, just about at the end of the interferon treatments that he has taken for 3 years. Going to be back to the sport, and everybody is going to be pleased to see him.
You're going down the back straightaway with Jeff Gordon here, right along in this area, about 185. Now that the tires are really worn, they're backing out early as you hear him go down in the corner.
Any moment now, we should see the leaders in for green flag pit stops. If you look off to the left as Gordon goes by, you'll see some cars on.
Well, Jeff Gordon was extremely loose on that last run and made absolutely no progress. So Brian Weitzel decided to change the air pressure and every tire. Jeff radioed to the crew, hey guys, it's already better. It's a lot better than when it was last time. So Jeff Gordon certainly making progress right now.
So that's some of the stories from pit road. Mike Hogwood talking about Tony Stewart as we look at Brian Weitzel, the crew chief for Jeff Gordon there, who has fit in very well in just his first couple of weeks on the job. That team has not skipped a beat at all. Want to get back to Tony Stewart just for a second. He is in 26th position, and he is now 2 laps down. Here comes Jeff Gordon, Mike Skinner, lower right of your screen. They're going to get out ahead of Mayfield. Follow up on that shortly. First, we're back underway. Joe Nemechek is the 10th place car. He's trying to get a lap back from leader Bobby Labonte, who's in the outside lane as we go back to full speed.
Garrett pulls down, and guess what? The 24 car of Jeff Gordon just motored right on by him on the outside there and took over second place. Well,
Maybe. Maybe. Gordon and Jarrett racing for second. Marty Snyder has more on Jeff Gordon.
It was a 15.7-second stop that got them in the third place, guys, and they were almost as fast as the leaders on that last run. Jeff just wanted a slight air pressure adjustment. They were a little bit tight, but they were pretty happy about the car. What they wanted was track position, and now they've got it.
Labonte way up the racetrack as Gordon clears Jarrett for second. Nemechek, the first car in the screen, is now on the tail end of the lead lap. He's in 10th position. Needs a caution to come back around and rejoin the front-running group.
Here comes the 24. Jeff Gordon diving right down on the white line as they get side by side coming off turn 4.
Skinner also downstairs in that blue and yellow car right behind Labonte. Just past 300 miles, Jeff Gordon leads for the first time all race. Gordon in front. Now Skinner to the bottom of Labonte for second. All the Winston Cup races Gordon has run here, he has only failed to lead one time.
And Jeremy Mayfield, right here in this 12 car, really picks it up. Now it's a 4-car duel as they go down the front straightaway.
Boy, he almost kissed that wall coming off the fourth corner. Mayfield did, and the number 12. Ricky Rudd has just taken his car back into the garage. David Green has also gone behind the wall. As Mike Skinner clears Bobby Labonte for second, here comes Mayfield for third. He gets that spot. Labonte back to fourth.
You know, we had a little problem in the pits getting in with the 40 car, and it wasn't their fault. And then we just had a problem there, and then we had a problem on the pit stop, and you know, before you know it, we're lap down.
That's the word from Frank Stoddard, crew chief on Jeff Burton. Disappointment here in their pits.
Oh boy, close off turn 4 there as we look at the championship standings as they are right now, with Dale Jarrett hanging on to most of his lead over Bobby Labonte. It was 2:51 entering the day, and notice Jeff Burton no longer in the top 5 as a result of that problem earlier if they are finished pretty much like they're running at this point. And Stewart didn't win. That driver in the number 31, Mike Skinner, is overdue for sure. Maybe today. Front 3 all running very close together. You look up from Jeff Gordon's machine, the third place car. That is the back bumper of Jeremy Mayfield out Gordon's windshield, and just in front of Mayfield's Ford is the Chevrolet of Mike Skinner, the race leader.
How long he was out of the throttle before he picked it up. He let the chassis absolutely get as much maximum bite as it could get. Then he got back in the throttle and powered right up out of the corner. And that's the one thing that Jeff Gordon has, a lot of discipline when it keeps as far as how far to run it down in the corner and when to pick the throttle back up and not abuse the tires.
Dirt tracks will teach you that. He's got a lot of experience on dirt tracks. They really teach throttle control. There you see pretty close to a record speed in today's event. While the race for the lead is settled in some, let's get today's Jasper Engines tech back.
Well, Jeff Gordon is certainly running better in this segment of the race, and I think I found their good luck charm and maybe the reason they're running better. Look who this is right here. That's Mr. Rick Hendrick. Great to have you back at the racetrack. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel pretty good. I rested during the rain yesterday, and it feels good. It's good medicine to be out here and watch the guys.
Now, are you the good luck charm for these guys?
Well, I hope so. Sure like to see them pull one off here today, but they did Martinsville without me. So, you know, we just hope it stays cloudy.
I'm sure he didn't mind that they won it without him, but the last time he was at a Winston Cup race, Terry Labonte won the Winston. Maybe he is a good luck charm, guys.
Rick Hendrick has had an awful lot of success in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series as a team owner. Recently, being the two drivers that dominated from, say, lap 100 to about lap 300. Now, Jarrett has fallen back. Labonte, though, starting to move back forward once again.
Labonte is, and Jeremy Mayfield went way up the racetrack and almost lost control there. So you can see that they're changing lines on the racetrack. One moment, 24, Jeff Gordon's running well. Then you see Bobby Labonte. He's now picking it up, as you said, and looks to be as fast as anybody out there.
I heard Rick Hendrick say he hopes that the weather stays cloudy. That's apparently the situation under which Gordon's car performs the best. It's a spotty sky right now. Some clouds, some clear sky as well. Labonte in third, Gordon in second. Left and right on your screen as they come back toward turn number 1 now. Dick Trickle has just taken his car back to the garage. So Trickle, the third car, now off the racetrack. He is pulled in behind pit wall. Matt Kenseth heading there as well. So after this, on a speedway like this. As you look at the distance from the race leader Skinner back to second place Gordon and third place Bobby Labonte, that is what 1.5 seconds looks like on this mile-and-a-half speedway. Hard to believe something as simple as a cloud can affect the way a race car drives. Ryan car, Ryan back in 36th after an unscheduled stop earlier in the race. And Jeff Gordon, the second place runner.
Talladega, most of the major speedways around the country, but nothing equals that first time.
Now we widen out and look back for Jeff Gordon, who pops onto the right of your screen there. And that is what 1.183 seconds looks like from the leader back to second spot. Now, the big story at this point in the race is that from the last time the leader, we are getting down to what is going to be the critical moment in this event. Mike Skinner leads Jeff Gordon. You see there by 0.8 of a second. Gordon is closed in from a second and a half back and continues to chop in to Skinner's interval. In 5 or 7 more laps, Skinner and the rest of the leaders will have to come down pit road for what could be the pit stop of this race. Steve Burns is in the Mike Skinner pit now to get a thought on their strategy.
Alan, with Larry McReynolds. Larry, you said you were concerned before the race about making the proper changes with this weather changing. You've got a big pit stop coming up. How do you feel about the stop?
Well, I think it's going to come down to who has a good stop this last time. Should it go green the rest of the way?
They're going to have to make a green flag pit stop head-to-head with Jeff Gordon's team.
Lots and lots of pressure. And it underscores how much of a team sport this whole thing is. The driver doesn't win this race alone. It takes that crew. It takes the crew chief. Everybody has to mesh together. But you better believe there's some sweaty palms on pit road.
Winston Cup racing is a team sport, no doubt about it. Where the team comes in is this. If Skinner goes down pit road with the race lead and he comes out second, the team did not get the job done. Driver and company. The driver's got a big part in the pit stop too, buddy. Let's talk about the driver's role in a successful green flag pit stop. What does he have to do?
The first thing he has to do is bring the car in straight into the pit and not get it all crossed up where the guys don't get to the tires right away. And also, he needs the car straight so when they jack it up, they change the tires. If they need to make an adjustment, he can go right out of the pit. If it comes all crooked, he might even have to back up. So he can't make a mistake. He needs to watch his speed coming down pit road. They can throw him right out of here. If he comes down there, you get a lap penalty for running too fast. So he's got a lot of pressure on him right now. And he's got a lot of pressure from Jeff Gordon right there, who is moving in on him.
Jeff Gordon closing and closing now, just a half second behind Mike Skinner. Let's go to Marty Snyder on pit road.
And he is catching Skinner. They're just a little bit tight in the clouds. They are excellent in the sun. The last thing that Brian Weitzel said to Jeff Gordon is, what do you want us to do? He's going to leave this call up to Jeff Gordon, of course, with a little consultation from himself, but they are deciding what they're going to do on Jeff Gordon's car right now, but they think they have the car that will win this race.
At any moment, you'll see the leaders break and head left onto pit road for what could be their final pit stops of this race if we don't see the caution flag again between now and the finish. Gordon putting the pressure on Skinner on the racetrack. The pressure will be on pit road as well. Gordon's crew, and they've been there before. Many, many times.
They've been there before, and Mike, as you said, Mike Skinner's group has never been there before, but the guy calling the shots, Larry McReynolds, many times. He has been on winning teams, so he will be calm, but those guys, as you said, will have extra pressure on them when they come down pit road.
First of the leaders has come to pit road. Rusty Wallace, the 9th place car. Bobby Labonte to see who makes the first move to pit road. There's Skinner and Gordon. Skinner on the brakes in turn 4. Gordon's going to come right with him. A head-to-head matchup with the pit crews. Look at Gordon get back.
Oh, couldn't be better.
That's what we talked about, the driver doing his job, getting to pit road. Gordon got all he could, getting on the brakes and kept as much speed as he could before the speed limit. Now the head-to-head duel with the pit crews.
And look, Skinner had to put the brakes on because Gordon is pitting further down pit road than Skinner is. Skinner had to slow up for Gordon. What a brilliant move by Jeff Gordon. Wow.
I bet if you were in that 31 car, you wouldn't think it was brilliant.
Bobby Labonte is also in. The top 3 all pitting here. Lap 269 of 334. And there's Skinner down and away. Gordon breaks out first. Gordon pitted farther down the pit lane. He's going to get out with the lead. Gordon out first. Labonte out second. Skinner back to third. We talked about it earlier. The pressure was on. Gordon's crew gets the job done best. He's out with the race lead. Jeff Gordon will have the race lead after an excellent stop by his pit crew, plus the driver coming on to pit road.
Let's talk about what he did there. He came off turn 4 with a lot of speed where Skinner slowed way down. He ran until he got very close to the speed trap where they checked his speed down pit road. He just rode right up beside Skinner, locked the brakes down, went right side by side with him, and as you said, Doctor, he had to back off. Skinner had to. Gordon went by. That cost him precious moments.
Well, you know Mike Skinner is doing his very best not to make a mistake at this point. That's the last thing that he wants on his conscience, is to lose this race by a momentary mistake, so he's been very careful to avoid a speeding ticket.
Now, Gordon's not clear and free by any means. There's Bobby Labonte right by him, and Mike Skinner right behind Labonte.
And Bobby Labonte's had a chance to make an adjustment on that car. He didn't get going the way he did before, but he is flying right now. He's every bit a match for Jeff Gordon as they come off and go down back straightaway.
Labonte running a much higher line than Jeff Gordon, the 24.
Let's go back and look at that move coming to pit road by Mike Skinner and Jeff Gordon a minute ago that may turn out to be the critical point of this race.
Well, Gordon just followed him down pit road. Skinner there slowing down, as Buddy said, nice and easily. Here's Jeff Gordon getting beside him. That was a big, big move by Jeff Gordon.
And here's Bobby Labonte trying to make a big, big move on Gordon for the race lead.
Side by side as they go down the back straightaway. Two cars look like they're welded together as they head into turn 3. It looks like Gordon's going to get a better drive into the corner, but watch this 18 fight back on the inside.
60 laps to go when they come back to the start-finish line. And Mike Skinner right behind the front two. So he's not out of this thing yet, though he has gone from the race lead back to third spot. There you look at the summary of the pit stops. Gordon and Labonte picking up a spot. Skinner losing 2. Jeremy Mayfield losing a couple after coming down the pit road out of fuel.
Ward Burton is still in 4th spot. He's still got a shot at this thing.
Look, Mike Skinner is absolutely flying there in the 31 car. That's him just coming off the corner there. He has picked up about 8 or 10 car lengths in the last 2 laps. He's catching the leaders at a fast pace.
So, if we don't get a caution flag, these cars should be good to go to the finish on fuel. The question is now, whose car will handle better over the long haul? Can Bobby Labonte overhaul Jeff Gordon? Can Mike Skinner get by them both?
Mike Skinner looks the fastest right now as he drives.
And you gotta wonder if Jeff Gordon is trying hard to take care of those tires. If there is anything he is famous for, it is taking care of the tires, particularly when they're brand new. He's hard on the gas right now.
Oh, my, lap traffic. Somebody's got to give.
Oh, boy, look out.
Tight. That's Johnny Benson, the car on the top side of the 3 wide situation. Please play. He's just trying to stay out of the way at this point. But where does he have to go?
No place. And remember the rule, 3 wide doesn't work. Unless you're a record driver.
And Bobby Labonte looks in the mirror and says, y'all just keep on with that lap traffic. I'm checking out.
Labonte has gotten away from Gordon and Skinner just a little bit.
Just right. He really, really didn't. Caught Skinner in the 24 of Gordon. And right now they're having to deal with Michael Waltrip in the number 7. And here we are, 3 wide again.
Mike Skinner wants second very badly right now. You can see him sliding the car just a little bit, getting in the corner on the bottom side there. Jeff Gordon's on the high side. They come off nose to tail down the front straightaway.
Boy, great racing here as we get down to the final stages of today's UAW-GM 500 Lowe's Motor Speedway at Charlotte. You're seeing Bobby's the view from Gordon.
Bobby got a great jump right there as they were fighting that lap traffic. He was out there right by himself, running a perfect.
Here's what 1.830 seconds is here in Charlotte. Skinner and Labonte kind of trading fastest laps in the field on alternate circuits around this racetrack. Right behind Skinner, that's 3rd place Jeff Gordon, who hangs right with Mike, but is not able to get up there and challenge him for that runner-up spot. That's in the top 5 are Ward Burton and Mark Martin. They're a pretty long ways back, some 13 and 15 seconds respectively behind Bobby Labonte.
Mike, if you heard the radio traffic when Jeff Gordon came down pit road, you would have no doubt that he has taken over this Rainbow Warriors team. He made the call on the pit stop. Not only did he make the great move on pit road, but he said, guys, 4 tires and fuel only on this pit stop and no changes. And they delivered with a 15.4-second stop. Now, there's 2 things going in Gordon's favor. One is that we'll have a long run to finish this race. Remember, he was excellent the longer they ran last time. And 2, the sun is coming out, and he is great in the sun. To Steve Burns.
Thanks, Marty.
Jeff Gordon will move up to the 4th position ahead of Tony Stewart and Jeff Burton on Mike Skinner. Next in line will be Jeff Gordon, 3rd place runner. Gordon now running all the way out against the wall in the corners as his car's handling not as good this segment of the race as perhaps before. And behind Gordon, Dale Earnhardt. There's Elliott right in front of Bobby Labonte. Here's the race for 2nd. Jeff Gordon has run down Mike Skinner. He'd fallen a little bit behind him, but now he's caught him.
Jeff Gordon down on the bottom of the racetrack. It seems when the sun goes behind the clouds, he picks up a little bit on the 31 there of Skinner. I think Skinner's car is much better when the sun is on the racetrack. He's really good. But you see right there, Jeff Gordon making a move now to the outside.
Gordon's flying that last lap. He was by far the fastest man on the speedway. This lap over 167 miles an hour for Jeff Gordon.
While we watch these guys go around, I want to write a thing I said during qualifying the other night. I said that McDonald's would not be on the Bill Elliott car next year. That is incorrect. They will be with him through the next year. In 2001, they'll go elsewhere.
So the question for Jeff Gordon becomes, we have enough time to make up 1.29 seconds. That is the deficit he faces to Bobby Labonte with now 20 laps to go. Can he do it? 1.2 seconds, 20 laps?
He's amazing. I've seen him do a lot of things that you think the guy can't do. He's using the whole racetrack now. He's going high, he's low, whatever it takes to get around the racetrack. We've watched this guy really shine here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's one of his better tracks. So if anybody can catch him, that 24 car can run Bobby Labonte down.
We'll keep an eye on the interval between Labonte and Gordon as the laps count down toward the checkered flag in today's UAW-GM Quality 500. Superstation TBS back live in just a moment. Gordon is stripped about 0.2 of a second off of Bobby's lead while we were away in the commercial break. And now there are 14 laps to go in the event. The question is, does he have enough time to run him down and pass him?
We talked about 2 things going in Jeff Gordon's favor a little earlier. First of all, the long run. He is excellent on long runs. Also, the sun was a little bit in his favor at the beginning part of a run because he's just a little bit tight at the beginning part of a run. But the longer he runs, the more his car comes to him, or the more his car loosens up. So now the clouds nor the sun are affecting Jeff Gordon. He is certainly catching Labonte. But the question is, as we talked about, is there time and enough laps for him to pass him?
12 laps to go as they come to the start-finish line. 12 to go. Gordon trying to run down Bobby Labonte. Labonte can see him in his rearview mirror, and that's where he wants to keep him.
And Labonte has had a very difficult time getting past Chad Little. It's taken quite a while for him to get by, but finally he has cleared Little. Next, Little is going to be faced with the 24 Gordon on his back bumper. We'll see how difficult it's going to be for Gordon to get by.
Just remember one thing. This comes down to who does get through lap traffic the best. And you can see there's a lot of lap traffic coming up for these guys with just a few laps to go.
Into the infield grass, and then it was Burton on lap 198 who spun off turn 4 and got into the outside wall, spun all by himself. Those are the only 2 caution flags of this event. It has been all green flag pit stops thus far today.
And we just got the answer. Gordon easily went by the 97 car, just breezed on by.
Gordon, he's coming so close to the turn 4 wall every time. I think he's going to hit it just then. You could almost see the dust flying off the side of the car there. He's giving it everything it has right now, trying to catch Bobby Labonte, and he is closing in.
Now he's got Rick Hendrick in the 5th. That's the guy to perform for.
Time. 10 laps to go. Does Gordon have enough time to run down Bobby Labonte? Can he get by him? Gordon is 6th in points. He's not going to win the championship this year. He's got nothing to lose. It's a win-or-crash situation for Gordon, realistically.
He's down to 5 car lengths as they go into turn 1 now. Gordon's really picking it up. Running a lower line now than Bobby Labonte. Looks to me like he's pulled it down even closer as they head down the back straightaway.
And we wondered about the engine underneath the hood of the car that's now in the lead. We wondered about that at the beginning of the broadcast. So far, so good. Lots of horsepower, all the reliability. But Gordon with all kinds of muscle. Down on the bottom, here he comes. Fans are on their feet. Gordon making a late charge to within 2 car lengths of Bobby Labonte. Across the start-finish line. 8 laps to go in the event.
This comes down to who wants it the most. You see Gordon going to the bottom as the 18 goes up the racetrack. He's run that way all day long, but it's now down to less than a car length.
Here's Gordon trying Labonte for the lead. Back straight away. Gordon low. Labonte high into turn 3.
Side by side as they start off turn 4. Gordon gets a little edge as they start off the corner.
Squeezes up in front of Bobby Labonte and shuts off the running lane. Jeff Gordon to the race lead with 7 laps to go. Incredible. He was 1.2 seconds behind with 20 to go. He's caught him and passed him with 7 laps left.
Allen, lap traffic's just in front of him up here. A lot of cars. He'll have to get through there. Derek Cope is the next car he'll see as they go down to turn 3.
Gordon's car running extremely well. High side, low side. He seems to be able to run fast anywhere on the racetrack. Taking the bottom line right now. We heard from our pit reporters earlier that Gordon's car was best on the long run. They made the pit stop with 100 miles to go. And now that we're down to the very final miles of this event, Gordon has taken the lead from Bobby Labonte. There you look at the team owner and the crew as they nervously watch these final laps. Don't count Labonte out yet, but he's got his work cut out for him if he's going to get back around Gordon.
Just in front of the 24 there, Jeff Gordon as he goes down the back straightaway. Bobby Hamilton. Bobby's in the mirror, I'm sure, watching these guys come, but he almost gets in the wall as Gordon's on the high side of the racetrack.
Labonte now tries the bottom side. The Bobby Hamilton car, the Kodak machine, just in front of the leaders. Ducks to the inside. 5 laps to go as Hamilton gives the leaders room to run around him.
Here comes Bobby Labonte on the outside. He looks like he's picked up a little momentum now. He may have just cooled the tires a little bit for this last challenge.
Remember May, Bobby Labonte fighting with the number 99 of Jeff Burton, just like this into the final laps. Labonte wound up second. Here he is second again, chasing a dream, chasing victory here at Charlotte.
And just in front of them, Dale Jarrett is just about to go a lap down. They're going to run out of laps, I think, before they catch Jarrett, but he's just about to go a lap down.
Third and 7th spot. Gordon hanging on to that advantage over Bobby Labonte. 4 laps to go. Back straightaway. An unbelievable late race charge by Jeff Gordon from 1.2 seconds behind with 20 laps to go to catch and pass Bobby Labonte with 7 laps left.
Alan, how many times have we seen him? They used to call him Wonder Boy. Now he's Wonder Man. I tell you what, he drives the heck out of that race car is what he does.
Mike Skinner has faded to third. He is 3.3 seconds behind the leader right now. He is out of it for the win unless something happens between now and that checkered flag. Gordon starting to ease away from Labonte just a little bit. Getting down to the final miles. Labonte's car, see the front end wiggle there.
Yep.
In the middle of turn 4.
He picked up a little bit of handling problems right near the very end here. I don't think his car is quite as good as it was just before. But Gordon has really picked it up. That last lap, Gordon was a little bit slower than Labonte, but the lap before, he was almost 2 miles an hour faster than Bobby Labonte in second.
Jeff Gordon has won the May Coca-Cola 600 here 3 times. His 3 victories at Charlotte. His luck here in October has not been good, to put it politely. He is coming down now to take the white flag and try and secure his first victory in this UAW-GM 500. Final lap for Jeff Gordon as he heads back for turn 1.
You know, Rick Edwards just has to be almost in tears right now to be here, to see the 24 car win. Even though they have changed crew chief, hey, this race team's solid.
The dynamic duo, Ray Evernham and Jeff Gordon, splitting up 2 weeks ago. They went to Martinsville, Virginia for the first time without Ray Evernham as crew chief and won last Sunday. Now on a Monday in Charlotte, Gordon, after a late laps rally to get by Bobby Labonte, takes the checkered flag for a second straight week. Jeff Gordon wins at Charlotte. He takes the UAW-GM 500 for Rick Hendrick and his Rainbow Warrior team. Terrific job by Gordon.
to come back from 1.2 seconds down with 20 laps to go. And no doubt the team owner, Rick Hendrick, very happy down on pit road, Marty Snyder.
And a hug from Brian Weitzel, and he's the happiest man down here. Rick, I told you were the good luck charm.
Man, I don't know. I knew that 18 car was going to be tough and Skinner, but we needed that cloud, and that little guy, when it gets down to it, he can do it. I'm telling you. I'm so proud of these guys, and it's a great win. My heart don't think it'll take much more of this great time.
Can I let you in on the secret? You got a good new crew chief.
Boy, I tell you what, he was trained by an awesome guy, and Brian has just stepped up, and you know, we knew he could do it, and the chemistry between them is so good, so we're just pumped. We're excited.
The team of Weitzel and Gordon, 2-0 so far, guys.
Absolutely 2-0 for Jeff Gordon. His 7th win of the 99 season, 49th career victory. We will hear from him in Victory Lane when we come back. It's been a good one. Our post-race coverage in Charlotte picks up in just a moment.
Jeff Gordon in Victory Lane for the 49th time in his career, tying him with Rusty Wallace on the all-time list. Here he is clambering out of the car with his 7th win of 1999. Oh, my heart. Congratulations, Jeff. I think here's Brooke. Happy time for this gang, for sure. Trying to find Brian Weitzel. Coming in here, the crew chief. And Jeff Gordon can lift the guy up. Now, there's an amazing feat. And here's Rick Hendrick back at the track and thrilled with this performance. The 7th win of this season for this combination, this great combination in American motorsport. Let's see if we can get a word now with Jeff Gordon and with Rick Hendrick. Congratulations, Rick, to you.
Thanks, Ken.
And to you, Jeff Gordon, I think this defines teamwork today. Not only were you great in the car, but you sure got the support you needed on pit road.
Boy, you're so right. I tell you what, I can't believe it. I mean, I knew we were good on long runs, but Bobby Labonte got a great jump out there. He was good on new tires, and, man, he took off, and I said, man, we're done. We got to try to get 2nd or 3rd here. Man, I tell you what, this is the first time I've ever won here at Charlotte in October in a Witsi Cup car, and it feels incredible, absolutely incredible. You know, we made very few changes all day long, just minor changes, and the track came to us a little bit. Then those changes that Brian Weitzel, man, he's awesome. I'm so psyched about having him, and the car really came to life.
And what were the changes?
Well, just air pressure, you know, I don't know what else. You have to talk to him. I think we might have taken a half a round out of the right rear one time, but like I said, just real little changes. We were real loose on new tires, and then we tightened up on the long runs, and I just wanted to be a little bit better on new tires because I knew I was good on old tires. And I just got to thank God. Brooke put a scripture in my car today. It says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it's, man, I tell you, it couldn't have been any more true today. And we're excited about having Rick Hendrick here. I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Chevrolet, Quaker State, GMAC, and Pepsi. I mean, it's just been an incredible week for me.
2 weeks. That is truly awesome.
It is very awesome, especially the type of year that we've had. You know, we've been up and down, and, man, I tell you what, this team is psyched. They're pumped up, and wins are the greatest motivator, and there's no telling what we're going to do in the future, but this sure is looking great right now.
Congratulations to you, Jeff Gordon, for your 7th win of the year. Jeff Gordon in Victory Lane here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway as he wins the 40th annual UAW-GM Quality 500. Let me see if I can get just another quick word with Rick Hendrick. Rick?
Yes, sir.
Did you think with the 100 miles to go that you were going to be here this afternoon?
No, I did not. We needed the sun. I mean, we needed the cloud cover because our car was a little loose. And you know, but I thought we were going to run out of laps with about, you know, 3 or 4 to go. And, boy, when he can see them, he cinches it up a little bit tighter. And I didn't think we could do it today, but we were very fortunate to have that cloud cover.
Congratulations to you. Let's get right to Alan Bestwick.
Ken, thank you. If you came in partway through our coverage of today's race, TBS will rebroadcast the event in its entirety tonight at 12:40 a.m. Eastern Time, a little bit after midnight on the East Coast, a little after 9 on the West Coast. So check it out, a rebroadcast of tonight's event, 12:40 a.m. Eastern Time on TBS tonight. To Mike Hogwood.
Well,
Mike Skinner led 65 laps today, but they weren't the right 65. Jeff Gordon was the winner, getting Gordon by Bobby Labonte with 7 laps to go. Frustration for Bobby Labonte, pounding the wheel as Gordon went by him and went on to score the victory. 5 races to go for Dale Jarrett, trying to win the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. We'll look at the standings for you after today's race, as well as the full field rundown from our UAW-GM Quality 500 at Charlotte. When we come back in just a minute, hope you'll stay with us. Jeff Gordon, the winner. Victory lane for the 7th time this season for Gordon. Gordon up to 4th. Today's race, with only those 2 caution flags, ran at record speed, 160 miles an hour. Fastest race run here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jeff Gordon doing it, going to victory lane. Jeff Gordon has won the UAW-GM 500. While the victory lane ceremonies continue for Jeff Gordon, who has scored the win this afternoon. Great run today for Jeremy Mayfield. Came home with a 6th place finish. Solid afternoon. Mayfield up there knocking around in the top 3 or 4 at one time of the day. Let's get his thoughts now down in the Winston Cup garage. Buddy Baker, Jeff Gordon, new crew chief, 2 races, 2 wins.
Boy, I tell you what, Brian Whiteford just has to feel like, hey, we may never lose.
They're 2 for 2. Enjoyed it, gentlemen. Back with our final thoughts from Charlotte in just a minute on Superstation TBS.
Jeff Gordon, what a day. From the outset, he came in 22nd position, and he just kept digging. Under Steve Park. Lap 13, there he was with Mr. Excitement. Jimmy Spencer still fighting his way through the field. Great pit stops throughout the race. He just kept on keeping on, going toward the front, getting Jimmy Spencer there in 9th. And then the great battle with Bobby Labonte. That was to decide it, putting Jeff Gordon in front for his 7th win of the season. Today on this Columbus Day with us, and look forward to some great racing to come with NASCAR Winston Cup, the most competitive automobile racing in the world. Ken Squire saying so long from Lowe's Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina.